Hello, all. You'll have to excuse the low energy. As you guys know, this is your boy, Deluxe Man, and this channel is pretty much a wrestling review channel here on YouTube. But what you don't know is I am also a football fan. Not a huge football fan. I'm not one of those fantasy football league owners or anything like that. I just support my local teams. I'm from Houston, Texas, and the team I support is the Houston Texans. Today, one of the best players, one of the hearts of our city, JJ Watt, went down with a serious injury that not only is taking him out of the entire season, but it could possibly end his career as a football player. It's that bad. It's a broken bone in his knee. I don't know what it's called, but it's horrible. And I remember watching that, and it just depressed the hell out of me. So you'll have to excuse the lack of energy from your boy. With that said, I have to say, when it comes to Hell in a Cell, this show is the most bipolar show I've seen from WWE. It really is. When it's amazing, it is amazing. When it sucks, it sucks. You get the full spectrum when it comes to Hell in a Cell. You get awesome stuff, and then you get some, oh my God, why am I watching wrestling stuff? It's one of those shows. But I have to say, sitting through it, I can't say I hated it. It was a roller coaster ride. It was a roller coaster ride, and I got a lot to talk about. So let's get into it. I have to say, man, the issue when it comes to Hell in a Cell matches, modern day Hell in a Cell matches, blood to me was, and always will be a necessity. I feel like the lack of blood in these Hell in a Cell matches just take away how dangerous they can be. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't create the idea that this is dangerous, that this match could end careers, because, oh my God, they created that tonight with that main event. That main event was insane. But to me, if we're going to do a match the caliber of Hell in a Cell that's known for ending careers like Mick Foley, shortening careers like Shawn Michaels and Triple H and many others, to create the idea that this is dangerous, blood is necessary. And you would think Vince McMahon, who hard way busted himself open to get this feud over, would allow blood in this instance. I'm not saying blood 24/7. I'm not saying we want blood Monday night, Tuesday night, every single week. All I'm saying is have exceptions to the rule. You're a PG show, fine. You have sponsors, fine. They have to understand that when we're seeing a fight, you're gonna have blood eventually, especially if it's vicious, especially if it's personal. So I feel like the lack of blood did affect my enjoyment a little bit. A little bit. With that said, though, when we get into the first match, by the way, I didn't even see the pre-show. I heard it was good. I know Benjamin and Gable won. They beat the Hype Bros. Didn't get a chance to go back and watch it, but I'm going to assume that it was a pretty solid, decent match, somewhere around there. I'm going to trust your judgment on that. But when it comes to the opening contest, I went back and forth for this match, because watching the opening contest, which was Hell in a Cell, Smackdown Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus the New Day, coming out of it, I really was considering giving this a classic. I was going back and forth. I was talking to myself, oh my God, is this a classic? Am I witnessing one of the greatest matches in wrestling history? Are people going to talk about this match years later? Is this a match that when I'm old, decrepit, in my wheelchair, I'll be putting my children on my legs talking about back in my day, we had the New Day and the Usos tearing it up in Hell in a Cell? Would I put the Usos and the New Day in the same category as that 6-man Hell in a Cell from Armageddon in 2000? Would I make this a classic? I banged my head and I banged my head and I banged my head. And I just threw my hands up and said, you know what, screw it. Yes, it is. It is definitely one of the best tag team Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen. And it didn't have blood. But that's my only criticism. If you stop and think about this for 1 minute, the only criticism I can have for this match is that there was no blood. That's it. If it had blood, it just would have sealed the deal. Seriously, if the only thing lacking from this match is that there was no blood, what have I got to say? What else have I got to say about this? This was an amazing match. It was by far the best match in this entire series between the Usos and the New Day. Once again, showing us that when you put them on the card, when you make them a highlight on your show, they will deliver every single time. And they delivered big time. I feel sorry for every single match that followed this because nothing followed it. Not a single match topped this match. And we all said it was going to be that way. I even said in my preview that the New Day and Usos was going to steal the show. They're going to steal the show. And they stole the show. Well, they've been stealing the show throughout the entire year. They stole the show at SummerSlam and they were on the pre-show. Well, no. I'll take that back. The main event was the best match on that show. Yeah, I'm sorry. They stole the show at Battleground. They were at least the second best match at SummerSlam. And they were on the pre-show. This match was insane. This match is wild. Candlesticks galore, chairs, weapons, crazy spots. There was a spot they trapped one of the Usos in the cell, like a part of the cell, a corner of the cell, with candlesticks. They locked him in with candlesticks. It looked gruesome. It took some sick bumps into the cell too. Big E did a spear. You know that spear he does from inside the ring through the apron and stuff, right? He did that, but he hit the cell. It looked like it should have killed him, like he got injured. I had to think what crazy stuff Kofi Kingston would have done if he was in this match. He would have did some Spider-Man crap. Some crazy Spider-Man crap. But you know what? I'm not even crazy about not having Kofi Kingston in this match because Xavier Woods and Big E did some amazing stuff, including some awesome near falls that just looked like, whoa, that should have been it. I love how it ended. You had Xavier Woods cuffed up. Penitentiary. Uso penitentiary, literally. He was cuffed up, and then Usos were just wailing on him with candlesticks. And it looked like he was getting the maximum sentence, man. You know, the maximum sentence. And Xavier Woods was just taking these candle shots. He was just taking these candlestick shots. And then he just did the New Japan Pro Wrestling New Spirit second win. And then he just like hulked up, brother, and just started fighting back. Uso super kick him, put a chair on top of him, do a double Superfly splash, and beats him. And regain their tag team championships for a fifth time. They are the five-time Smackdown tag team champions. And you have to know this is not the end. They have to do one more. I don't know how you follow this. How you follow this match? Good luck. Not just like wrestling in terms of matches on the card follow this. I'm talking about them. Because you know they got to do one more Survivor Series. What the hell y'all going to do to follow this? What can you do to follow this? You've already done Hell in a Cell. What's next? What's next? Ladder match? I don't know. That seems like a step down. I don't know how you're going to follow this. You're probably not. But they're going to do one more match. They have to. They have a rematch clause already lined up for them. But, yeah. I think I'm going to give this a classic. I think this is the best tag team Hell in a Cell match I've seen period. Amazing. And I'm happy to be alive to watch it. From this point forward, it doesn't get any better. But we'll have a lot more to discuss when we get to the main event. For the rest of the card, let's just run through it because, quite frankly, I don't have much to say about it. The Faction Police returned tonight, Breezango and Fandango. The only funny thing about this was when it opened. We see them backstage in their office, and then we see a picture of Cesaro on the wall, and it said, Tooth Fairy 3. Wonderful. Because it showed him with his teeth all busted up. It's not even that they're broken. They're jammed into his gums. And it said Tooth Fairy 3. I thought that was brilliant. But other than that, the rest of the segment was weird. We had the Ascension coming in, trying to be friends with them, and a briefcase was left at their door. We're going to do a Pulp Fiction edition of the Faction Police on Tuesday. Yay? I don't know. Randy Orton took on Rusev in a decent match. I remember liking this a lot more when I first watched it. I think the reason why I wasn't going to give it too low of a grade was because I came off of that awesome Hell in a Cell match. And see, sometimes when you see an awesome match, it helps the next match. It really does help the next match. Sometimes it can hurt it if it's really bad. But if it's decent, it will feel solid. What happened is, as the show went on, it kind of got worse. And so the grade for this match actually went down. The match was still decent. I didn't hate the match. It's just, Rusev's doing all this work. He's doing some good stuff on the microphone as a character. Rusev Day, love that. It's Rusev Day. By the way, Aiden English, you better be careful because you're going to become a big fan of mine real quick. You're going to become a big fan of me. I don't know. You might be. But I am becoming a big fan of you, sir. Aiden English, you better stop that. You're becoming way too entertaining for your own good. You're going to make me a fan. But you're getting there. You're getting there. You're not there yet, but if you continue doing what you're doing, I'm going to be there. It's Rusev Day. Regardless, the stuff is good. And I'm thinking, my God, if you would just allow Rusev to be a babyface and let fans cheer him, he would be great. He's entertaining. I like this guy. But no, we're just going to have him lose to Randy Orton again with an RKO. To be fair, the ending sequence was cool because Randy Orton was doing the whole RKO Viper pose and was going for the RKO, and then Rusev grabbed his arm and went for the accolade. I'm thinking, whoa, okay, I like this. Is he going to get a sneak-up victory? No, then Randy Orton escaped, RKO beats him. I'm like, oh, come on, man, come on. Rusev needed this victory, man. Oh, whatever. It is whatever. They don't care about wins and losses. They think people will still like them or take them seriously, even if they lose. And it's stupid. It's a stupid logic that needs to die. Road Dogg. Whatever. Rusev lost. A decent match. I just feel like it did nothing for him. This next match, the United States Championship match, was originally AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. But at the 11th hour, it became a triple threat. It became a triple threat match. Ty Dillinger was added to it. Mr. Perfect 10, which I thought should have always been the case. And as you would expect, it actually improved the quality of the match. It was solid. Solid triple threat match. First half was kind of boring. You would actually kind of notice that when Baron Corbin was dominating the match, it was boring. But when AJ and Ty Dillinger started getting into it, it became actually pretty good. Because it picked up after a couple of minutes, and it finished very strong. Shocking victory. Didn't expect Baron Corbin to walk out with the belt. He didn't win it by his own volition. Basically, he took advantage of AJ Styles. AJ Styles hitting the phenomenal forearm, and then Baron Corbin got the pin on Ty Dillinger. So he's not like, he dominated them to get that belt. No, he got a sneak up victory. He's an ultimate opportunist now. I guess, whatever. It does help him a little bit. It doesn't completely rehab him from how badly they booked him around SummerSlam when he lost the briefcase and then lost to John Cena. It didn't rehab him quite yet, but it kind of does. I did like how he won the belt. It kind of creates some intrigue going into Survivor Series. He won't keep it for long. Let's see what happens. At least they're doing something with him. Because I was very scared. I was like, they're going to completely bury this guy, because how you recover from that loss? We'll see what they do with the United States Championship going forward. SmackDown Women's Championship. Natalya, the champion, took on Charlotte. Here's the problem with this match. I've seen Natalya and Charlotte have a much better match like this on NXT TakeOver in 2014, even on Raw. They've had better matches. This was not one of their best matches. I hear rumors that Charlotte actually injured her leg, like legit injured her leg throughout the match, which is why it was sloppy, or it felt slow. And they worked that into an angle throughout the match. I don't know. Maybe it is a legit injury. I don't think it is. I think it's a work. I think this was done to extend the feud into Survivor Series or some kind of future pay-per-view. I don't know what's going on with the women. I am just trying to I'm just trying to find a reason to care. Look, I personally am a fan of Natalya, but not a fan of how she's booked on SmackDown. This championship reign feels random. It does. It doesn't feel like she really is deserving of being a champion. It doesn't feel like she's the best female wrestler on SmackDown. It doesn't. Because at least with Naomi, I could believe that. Like, Naomi at least gave off the impression that, yeah, I can buy her as the best female talent on the SmackDown roster. Natalya, maybe in 2000, maybe around like 2014, 2015. Yeah, okay, that was before Charlotte came around. It's clearly Charlotte. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, I believe, are better wrestlers. Honestly, they're just overall better talent than Natalya. And so when you have Charlotte and Becky Lynch on the same show, and then Natalya's your champion, it kind of feels like, no, I'm not feeling this. So let's hope we get that belt on Charlotte soon. But knowing that we have Carmella hanging in the wings, she might not keep that belt for long anyways. So let's see what happens. I think next was the WWE Championship match. Yes, it was. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Let's talk about this crap. Okay, the match itself was average. By the way, the match is Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Average match. Get it out the way. Didn't think the match was horrible. Didn't think the match was underwhelming. It was just average. They tried. Okay. The fact that the Singh brothers barely interfered. They kind of did. They created a small distraction. They got on the apron, but then the referee threw them out. So it might as well have not even happened. But regardless, the fact that the Singh brothers barely got involved and Jinder Mahal still beat Shinsuke Nakamura, it doesn't make Nakamura look good. Someone explain this to me. Seriously. Jinder Mahal, a heel champion who has proven he couldn't beat John Cena or Randy Orton clean by himself without help. Anytime he fought them, he lost to them clean. But Shinsuke Nakamura, who fought both of them and beat them both clean. He fought John Cena, beat him clean. Fought Randy Orton, beat him clean. All of a sudden, fights Jinder Mahal and can't beat him. My head is about to explode. I'm over it. I'm over it now. I'm done. I gave it a shot. I was one of the main people when Jinder Mahal won the championship. I said, you know what? Let's see how this goes. Maybe, just maybe, he can make this work. Yes, I agree. It's rushed. Yes, I agree. Jinder Mahal has not been built up enough to be a champion. But at the time, I'll admit, part of the reason why I was for it was because Randy Orton was such a boring babyface champion. I'd rather have Jinder Mahal be champion. And I kind of feel like, yeah, I still would have that. So Jinder being champion at the time was one of those things where it's like, look, we don't know what we're going to get. Let's try it out. It feels like 6 months now. About 6 months. It's not working. It's not working. The experiment has failed. And I get it. Deluxe, man, we're trying to draw the audience from India because Jinder Mahal looks like he's from India. His character is from India, although he's Canadian. But he can draw in the audience from India, although his reputation is growing in Canada. And in India, in my opinion, based off of what I'm reading and what I heard, the best wrestler in India is the Great Khali. So you want to draw in an audience that feels like Great Khali is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Wrestling fans are wrestling fans regardless. And you can love and think whatever you want. But the fact that WWE is going out of their way to cater to an audience that, from my resources, aren't even interested. They're not growing. They don't care about Jinder Mahal being champion. The fact that you are basically overstaying your welcome with this guy when he's proven to you that he's not interesting. He's not packing out arenas. Look at your Smackdown attendance. It's horrible. It's record low attendance in your Smackdown shows. This guy is literally standing in front of an empty arena. Not arena, but half an arena, cutting horrible promos on Shinsuke Nakamura. And you still feel like, well, because he's from India, he can draw in India. It's not working. And you waste, I won't even say you waste an opportunity. You missed an opportunity to create a new champion. Should have happened at SummerSlam. And then did the rematch here where Shinsuke won. No, we have to keep the belt on Jinder Mahal because we're going on a tour in India soon. We got to draw in the Indian audience because we're going to have a champion that's an Indian character. It's from India. They'll come and see him. They're going to bring that money to come see Jinder Mahal, the representative of India, defend the WWE Championship. I'll tell you this. Y'all better draw big numbers. Your subscribers on the network better double. I better see an increase in viewership and an increase in subscriber numbers. You better be making double the amount because of what you're doing with Jinder Mahal as champion. Because it better make up in some kind of way because it's not making up for the quality of your show. He is a horrible champion. I'm sorry. I tried. I tried to be fair. I tried to give him a shot. I gave him a shot, and he hasn't done anything for me. I want this championship reign to be over with, not because he's a good heel either. Let me talk about that real quick, too, because everybody's comparing this to JBL. He is nowhere in the league of JBL. Don't even compare them. JBL was an awesome heel champion in 2004. Amazing heel champion. Cut some amazing freaking promos. I would quote him all day, every day. Oh, wrestling! God! Horrible commentator. Awesome heel champion. The Cabinet with freaking the Basham brothers. And what was his name? The black U.S. champion. I forgot all about him. Some of y'all will remember him. Just let me know in the comment section. But don't even compare him to JBL. JBL was an awesome champion. Screw you. Jinder Mahal, the next JBL. JBL should be insulted that you even compared him. And I'm not even hating on the comparator Jinder Mahal. I think the talent Jinder Mahal is not at fault at all. I think he's doing his best with what he's given. I actually like him as a person. But the character on TV I hate, and it needs to die. And Orlando Jordan. Thank you. Orlando Jordan. That's his name. Live chat is just going crazy. Orlando Jordan. I'm just done with it. I'm done with him as champion. And it's not, I want to see him get beat. I just want this to be over. Like, can we end this, please? Can we end this, please? Regardless, that championship match deflated me. And it deflated the crowd. The crowd all night in Detroit was great. The crowd was hyped. The crowd was excited. They were into it throughout the show, man. And then this match happened. Shinsuke lost, and it killed them. They were dead until the main event, which leads us to this next match. The worst match of the night by far. Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode. This match sucked. This was not a good match at all. The dynamics didn't work. It didn't feel right. Bobby Roode coming in as a babyface already is just not feeling it. Look, I get it. He's an interesting character. He's very charismatic and he's easy to like. The only thing that makes him a babyface is his entrance. Let's be real. That entrance is way too good not to like. We all said that in NXT. It's hard for him to feel like a heel with that entrance. With that said, don't take it away. Keep it. Just have him be a douchebag. Have him be one of those heels that the fans hate because he's entertaining. You know he's a douchebag. He is evil to the core. He hates everybody and just treats everybody like crap, but he's charismatic and he's entertaining at the same time. So it's like, it's a love-hate relationship. I love heels that create that conflict in people. Have him be that heel. He was great on NXT. That's exactly what he was in NXT. He was great. Why did you change it? Maybe he will become a heel later on, but this is weird. He's a babyface now. And before any of you tell me he's not a babyface, he's a tweener, he's a pseudo face. No. The announcers are praising him. The announcers are treating him like a babyface. He's a babyface. Right now, not feeling it. And then he had this match with Dolph Ziggler. First off, Dolph Ziggler coming out with no entrance music, I thought was appropriate, especially for the storyline he was telling. He should keep that until he retires or he leaves WWE. I don't think he's going to retire from wrestling, but he's going to leave WWE. So Ziggler and Bobby Roode tried. It didn't click. The crowd was already depressed because of Shinsuke losing, and then we get this match too. Way too long. Chemistry was off. Didn't really feel like a face versus heel match. It felt like two heels having a match, and it just didn't work. And then it didn't help that Bobby Roode won by grabbing Dolph Ziggler's tights. Yes, he did it as a result of Ziggler grabbing his tights first. But again, it just adds to the dynamic and why it's not working. It feels like two heels having a match. And so the crowd doesn't know who to cheer for. It didn't work. It didn't help that after Bobby Roode beat Dolph Ziggler, Ziggler attacks him afterwards. So who got over here? Nobody got over. This was underwhelming. The worst match of the entire night. I did not like this at all. And so we go from that to the main event of the evening. Hell in a Cell. Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. Falls count anywhere. I have to put that out there. It's a false count anywhere. It's a Hell in a Cell. I don't know. And to me, when they announced it on Tuesday, I didn't make a big deal out of it because to me it's just like, whatever. You're just basically telegraphing the fact that they're going to leave the cell. Okay, fine. They're going to leave the cell, whatever. So people were complaining about it. This is stupid. This is stupid. I'm like, yeah, whatever. What made it stupid to me was during the match, Kevin Owens had his foot on the ropes and the referee stopped the count and gave him a rope break. And that was one of those moments I went, wait, this is a false count anywhere match. Why are we doing rope breaks? Not just in a false count anywhere match, but a Hell in a Cell match. What? Yeah, and commentary tried to cover it up. They're like, he shouldn't have given him that leeway. He should have just counted. I'm just like, it doesn't even matter. That's stupid. What the hell? That to me was just like, oh, what's the fucking point? Okay, let's talk about this match. So to me, when the match was on the ground inside the ring, yeah, it was. They did some cool spots. Kevin Owens did a cannonball through a table that looked like it killed him. And Shane McMahon did the coast to coast, which was great. It's always great. But the fact that he can still do that at this age is, whoa. That was decent. I'll say that part of the match was decent. It wasn't horrible. Personally, it didn't get good until Shane McMahon got the bolt cutters and went outside the cage. So, Kevin Owens put Shane McMahon on the announcer's table. And then he climbs up the cell. And he teases that he's going to jump off of Shane McMahon. Jump off of Shane McMahon. No. He's going to jump off of the cell onto Shane McMahon down below. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you're going to kill yourself, Kevin. I don't think you're able to take that fall, dude. And he teased it. And the crowd was like, oh my God, oh my God. He didn't do it. He kind of got cold feet, as I would too. It's a 20-foot tall cage. I think it's 20 foot. Is it 20 feet or is it larger? It's big. I would get cold feet too. But then Shane McMahon climbs up the cage. Okay. When both men are on top of the cell, Shane and Kevin Owens, and they're going back and forth, and they're doing power bombs and suplexes and back body draws on top of the cell. Every moment, I was just cringing, like, oh my God, please don't die, please don't die. Oh my God, guys, I am going crazy. Anxiety levels are high. I am fearful. And I'm just like, oh my God, these guys are going to kill themselves. And they was up there a long time. They were moving towards the edge of the cells, and they were knocking each other, and there was a part of the cell that looked like it was bending in. When Kevin Owens did a powerbomb on that part of the cell, I thought it was going to break. I was like, oh my God. I was like, you know, that just gave me some chills, buddy. Gave me some massive freaking chills. Then there was a part of the cage where I'm trying to see that was really dead. And I think that was the part where Kevin Owens was going to throw Shane McMahon off. And I was like, oh my God, don't do that. Don't you do that to me. Don't you do that to me. And I was just worried, man. I was worried that this was going to be gruesome. And then what happened? Oh, Super Chat. Nice. Do you plan on watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, King of Pro Wrestling later on? Might check that out. Probably might need to. But getting back to this, you know, Kevin Owens starts climbing down the cell. He starts climbing down the cell, and he was going to get off the top. And the crowd boos him. And I got to say this. I'm just like, y'all, okay, I get it. You wanted some blood. You want some bloodshed. I get you, buddy. But come on. That's way too high. Keep in mind, the Hell in a Cell nowadays is a lot taller. I think it's double the size of the Hell in a Cell back then, especially the one that Mick Foley was thrown off of. It's double the size of that. It's a lot bigger. It's scary. So I actually wasn't pissed off at all that he climbed down half the cell and then took the halfway bump. The same halfway bump that Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose took. I am not pissed at him at all. I am not pissed. I'm actually kind of relieved that he took that bump, because if he would have dropped off of that cell, if they would have powerbombed Kevin Owens, or he would have did like a Rikishi dive off the cell, that would have killed him. It would have killed him, because keep this in mind. When Rikishi took the chokeslam off the cell, he landed in a stack of hay or whatever that soft material was that he landed in. Okay, it's not like he landed on a freaking table that didn't protect him all that much. Okay, Kevin Owens, if he would have jumped from that cell and landed like what Shane McMahon did, it probably would have injured him. So Kevin Owens took that table bump. Shane McMahon climbs down, and then he says, nah, I didn't almost die today. Get your ass up. He puts him on the other table, and then Shane McMahon climbs on top of the cell. I'm thinking, oh my God, come on, Shane. You're too old for this, man. Too old for this. He does the cross, and then he jumps off. And that's when it happened. We see a mysterious figure come from the crowd, pull Kevin Owens off the table. Shane McMahon goes careening through the table. He just explodes through the table. He crashes through. He was done. Shane McMahon was done for the night. I'm thinking, Shane, take the rest of the month off, dude. You're dead. If you're not dead, you are inhuman. You are not human. You are inhuman. You are a mutant. I swear to God, Shane McMahon is a mutant. He survives airplane crashes. He survives dives off the top of a 20-foot tall cell. You're a mutant. You're not human, Shane. But after we see Shane crash through the table, the camera pans and we see Sami Zayn is the man that saved Kevin Owens. Sami freaking Zayn turned heel. He gets Kevin Owens and puts him on top of Shane McMahon. Kevin Owens wins the match. And then the camera just stays on Sami Zayn as Shane McMahon gets stretchered off. Let's pause for a minute and talk about this. Let's talk about Sami Zayn turning heel. At first, when it happened, I was in shock. You're talking to somebody that's seen Mick Foley get thrown off the cell, that's seen Katie Vick, that's seen Shane get his balls electrocuted by Kane setting Jim Ross on fire. I've seen Taker do some of the craziest out of this world stuff. I've seen some of the most gruesome moments in wrestling history. It takes a lot to shock me. When Sami Zayn came out and saved Kevin Owens, I was legit. What? I was shocked. I was like, oh my God. But you know what? You would think someone like me would hate this. Like, oh, come on, man. Sami Zayn shouldn't be no heel. Why are we turning Sami Zayn heel for? He is a natural born babyface. I don't hate it. You want to know why I don't hate this heel turn? Because of the built-in story. I am a sucker. Guys, I am a sucker for storytelling. If you can get a legit, intriguing, engaging story on your show, and you can do something with that makes me go, I gotta see what happens next. You can turn whoever heel you want. You can take Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and turn him heel. Don't, because that's stupid. But what they did with Sami Zayn, having him save his best friend who went to his wedding, the same best friend that he would kill for, the same guy that he cares for, that he loves, the same guy that, they had rivalries, they had wars, but they still managed to come together as a result. Because Sami Zayn he's a naive person. He has a good heart. He has a heart of gold. He has a heart of gold. He can't help it. That's his best friend. And it's relatable. It's a relatable angle. I can relate to that. Kevin Owens is an evil son of a bitch. He's an evil son of a bitch, but that is my evil son of a bitch. That is what Sami Zayn is saying. That is my friend. That is my best friend. I would kill myself for him. I don't care if he would sacrifice me. I don't care if he would have me get run over. I would kill myself for him. I can relate to that. It's relatable. It's intriguing. It's engaging. This was an awesome heel turn. I loved this. This heel turn was fabulous. And you know what? I am looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Hell, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, make them a tag team. Make them a tag team. Make them one of those, how do I put this? Those tag teams that you know eventually can't last forever. Team Hell No, Yokozuna and Owen Hart. Those tag teams that okay, eventually this is gonna explode. This is gonna not work. We all know this is not gonna end well. But it can actually go a long way because you have a built-in story. And I am so happy that they actually did this. I cannot believe that SmackDown actually managed to make me care about Sami Zayn. You know what? That's also another thing why I loved about it. It's Sami freaking Zayn. Do you realize how directionless he's been? Sami Zayn was amazing on NXT. Fabulous on NXT. Just some of the greatest matches the WWE's ever seen on NXT, especially with Shinsuke Nakamura and Neville. And Kevin Owens. And Cesaro. Okay, I'm going to stop. But he's had some amazing matches. And he had a couple of awesome matches with Kevin Owens in the main roster too. But he never was involved in a storyline, in a story. This is his first story. This is his first actual story that he can sink his teeth into as a character, that we can see some development from him as a future babyface of the company, and he can actually soar to the top. Mark my freaking words. Mark my words. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will probably be main eventing. I won't say main eventing, but probably be headlighting, be a highlight of WrestleMania 34. If this storyline is booked very well, and we do the whole best friends for now, but mortal enemies later, because Sami Zayn committed a horrible act. He helped Kevin Owens, an evil bastard, beat Shane McMahon, the commissioner of Smackdown, because it was his best friend. And we take this storyline and we build it and we nurture it and we get to WrestleMania. We can have Kevin Owens win the championship. We can have Sami Zayn win the Royal Rumble. We're off to the freaking races. We can turn this into a huge WrestleMania match. But we got to get it to WrestleMania. Do not screw this up. Road Dogg, I'm looking at you right now. You actually got something good. Whether it's by accident or not, probably was Ryan Ward who wrote this. I don't care who wrote this. Ryan Ward or Road Dogg. Whoever wrote this, you got something. This could actually be good for you. I'm talking packed out arenas. I'm talking ratings. I'm talking money. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens being best friends, frenemies at first, and then eventually Kevin Owens turns on him again, and then we do a match down the line. This could actually get you something. Yes, I'm optimistic. Yes, I'm hoping for the best out of this. So you know what? I got to. I'm going to be up here on YouTube talking about WWE in the near future anyway, so give me something to talk about. Give me something. Please. Please. Loved it. Loved the heel turn, if you couldn't tell. Ooh, got fired up. Felt good. Felt good. So, decent show. I didn't hate the show overall. I just feel like, for me personally, the only things to watch are that tag team Hell in a Cell and the main event. But yeah, man, I love this analogy said by somebody in the live chat. Kevin Owens is Sami Zayn's Bucky. Sami Zayn is Captain America, and Kevin Owens is the Winter Soldier, Bucky. I love that comparison. I love that comparison. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning into this review. Give me your thoughts about it. What grade would you give this show? How did you feel about the things happening? How did you feel about the heel turn? How did you feel about a lot of things about the show? Again, when it was great, it was amazing. Like, the stuff that's good is amazing. The stuff that sucks, sucks. It's a roller coaster show. But I did leave going, you know what? I do want to see what happens next. So thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. I will catch you next time right here at the X-Men's World. If this is the first time you're watching me, please click that subscribe button. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. Check out everything down below in the description, including a PayPal and a Patreon for donations if you would like to improve the quality of this channel. And of course, buy the t-shirt. Your boy, the X-Man's out of here. I am tired. I got things to do. Love you all. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.